Have you ever felt that tug of war between your flesh and your spirit? You're trying to fight for what's right, but keep doing something different. Well, before any decision is made, you know one place that action passes? Your mind. It's a battlefield, and you gotta protect it. Now, let me tell you a story. There is this good Christian girl, but said girl had a past. She wanted to commit to sexual purity, but in her own strength, that wouldn't last. The enemy was watching, prowling, waiting for a time to pounce, and soon enough, showed up a guy from her past. Since lines were already once crossed, they were easy to cross again. And while in her head she wanted to stay far away from this guy, her flesh kept pulling her in. So day after day and night after night, that fight became stronger. Enticed and weak, she gave into the lust of the flesh, lurking at first on the battlefield of her mind, but slowly that temptation grabbed a hold. This girl was me, y'all, and while sitting in the weight of my own sin, I questioned if God loved me, if I was still his, thinking I could change this man, but only finding out that I was the one changing. I was in bondage. I was struggling in sin. I was desensitized and numb, on my knees of repentance during the day, crying out to God, I want to follow his ways. I want to honor and love Jesus for all of my days. Yet lurking in the back of my mind was knowing the temptation was still there that night. The enemy whispered, you're unworthy and unloved. You've messed up and gone too far. Maybe you can change this guy and he'll fall in love with you if you just keep giving him what he wants. Lord, I'm scared. This can't be true. Pull me out of this addiction so that I could live for you. And in the middle of my sin, God never stopped pursuing. God was calling to my aching, broken heart. My precious child, come back to me. You're not too far. I am here. Just listen. We can travel thousands of miles away and never escape the sky above. And even more surely is the fact that nothing can separate us from God's love. So what sin is keeping you in bondage in your mind? Is it lust, addiction, fear? Let me tell you something. God tells us in James 4:7 that as we submit to him, the enemy will flee. So God, I'm searching. I'm submitting to you. I'm taking every thought and making it obedient to Christ. I'm only going to think on whatever is true and noble and right, whatever is pure and lovely and admirable. If anything is excellent or praiseworthy, God, I will think on such things. So as I push and as I persevere, as I submit to you, God, the enemy has to flee.